Good morning. I am the Moon Mama. Happy Tuesday. Tuesday is the day that is governed by Mars, and Mars is currently in Pisces. Mars is the planet that governs our ability to be aggressive, to be assertive, to move ourselves forward. It's an interesting energy because it's a baby energy, right? It reminds me of when I was growing up in Watts, I used to have a number of physical altercations. I don't know. I feel like it was just something that was a part of, I mean, it could have just been part of my own identity, but it felt very much a part of the community that I grew up in where there was poverty, where there were resources that weren't being met, where there was a lot of despair and depression. So I would find myself in situations, or I would create situations where there would be physical altercations, and I was often um, taking up for other people. Like, there were like kids would pick on other kids, and I would be one of the kids who would sort of step in on behalf of someone else and have a physical fight for them. And let me say, I hated it. Like, I hated that. But there's something about that energy that I remember. It's like that Mars energy when all of the energy gets really high and you kind of check out of your mind, like your thinking faculties cease, and then your physical energy just takes action. And it's not a mental energy at all. It's a energy of being very present in your body and just allowing your body to go. So I would get into these and I would just fight. But it wasn't about thinking. It was about just being active and being forceful and allowing the energy to move you and animate you in a different way. And that is Mars. And Mars in Pisces is this energy of our collective consciousness. So this is why we're having these riots right now, because Pisces governs the collective experience, all of our humanity together. And it's as if we're in this warring energy collectively. And so we have this opportunity to really move ourselves forward as Mars moves through Pisces. We have an opportunity to take steps in a new direction. And the moon take steps in a new direction collectively, together. What we do what we do for the one, we do for the whole in this energetic. The moon is in Libra currently. It's void, which means we're much more internal and thinking about how we can transform our connections to others. Because remember, we're in a Venus retrograde right now, and Venus is retrograding in Gemini, but Venus governs Libra and the moon is in Libra. And so we're thinking about our relationships, our partnerships, and how we can make them better, how they can be better aligned, how we are relating, right? So you might be in an experience where you're thinking about your relationship to another person. I know for me, in the last few days, I've been talking to you about this relationship that I've had that it's been 40 years long, and it just transitioned. And for the past few days, I've been really thinking about my participation in that relationship and thinking about how I feel now that that relationship is no longer present in my life in the same way. And I'm noticing that I feel lighter, I feel freer, I feel the people that I'm more related to now are much more in alignment with me in this present moment. Not so much historically, but in this way that I can live in my current life more aligned, where I'm not necessarily having to explain myself or defend myself or make sense of, help other people understand. The people in my life who are with me now, they get it because they do the same type of work. So the thing that's very important today is Mercury is going into its shadow today. Mercury retrograde begins on June 17th, and Mercury starts its shadow today. I will be offering a class that's going to be deeply transformational because Mercury is retrograding in Cancer. And Cancer is the birth sign of the United States of America, and Mercury is the mind. So we're going to have the opportunity to do deep healing work for the next 6 weeks around our heritage in this country. So this is an incredible opportunity. So I encourage all of you who are listening, who are here, who enjoy the work that I do, to participate. I'm going to offer most of this just here because I really want everyone to understand what we're up to. And what we're going to be doing is mentally transforming our story about the United States of America and our participation in it. It's important that we all understand that we have a role, that we're not telling a story that those people out there are doing it, that we're bringing it home inside of ourselves and recognizing that our participation, that our thoughts, that our way of being, that us being here is valuable and necessary. So if you can do the work to change your mind about the story you tell about being an American, the story that your mother told, because Cancer governs the mother. Cancer is the feminine energy, and we're going to work with the power of the moon through this. And then at some point, I will be offering a class that will have, I believe myself, I've reached out to Kenya K. Stevens, who is an incredible transformational healer, to see if she will participate with us. And we're going to be doing rituals and practices that help us transform this American energy through the feminine in a very deep way. And so today, let's begin. And so I'm going to encourage you to get a journal. I'm going to encourage you to pay attention to how you're feeling and to what's going on with you. But I want you first and foremost to understand that Mercury retrograding through Cancer is an opportunity for us to refine, redefine, review, re-articulate the story that we tell of America. And so we're going to take ourselves back to the beginning, and we're going to think about our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers, and consider what they were enduring or experiencing while they were in this country at the early onset of this country. So if you don't know, if you don't have an active memory of that, like, spend some time, ask your mother, talk to your grandmother, talk to the women in your family, go through the picture albums in your family book, like, think about it, do some prayer and meditation and ask. You just go into yourself really sweetly and kindly, and you allow yourself to feel the feelings in your body, because that is exactly what this retrograde is going to be about. Feeling our deepest feelings. And as you can see, if you're a Black person or a Black woman, there are a lot of feelings we have that we have not dealt with, that we have not allowed ourselves to interpret, that we've not faced. And the same is true if you're a white woman, or if you're a Latina woman, or if you're an Asian woman. Many of us come through a great deal of oppressive or repressed experiences in this country. And so what we want to begin to do is look at those energies, those experiences, look at the stories that we tell, and uncover them at a deeper level so that we can transmute the energy. That is the power of Mercury retrograde. And in order to transmute the energy, you have to be able to see what is present. You have to look at it as it is. You cannot do any bypassing at all. And so you have to feel your feelings. You have to feel the pain. You have to feel the sorrow. You have to feel the joy. You have to feel the grief. You have to feel it. You have to feel the part of yourself that's been in denial. You have to feel the part of yourself that's been resistant. Whatever it is that you have been feeling, that you are resisting, give yourself the opportunity to go into it and allow those emotions to come up. Allow yourself to cry. Allow yourself to grieve. Allow yourself to feel into your energy deeply. Feel and call in your mothers, your grandmothers, your aunties. Call them in energetically, call them in literally and physically and spiritually. And as you do so, we can begin to create a new energetic experience. I'm going to offer that you create an altar during this time. An altar for your ancestors. You can place things on this altar that allow you to place things on this altar that remind you of your heritage, of the women in your family. You know, maybe you had a grandmother who smoked cigarettes. You might want to buy a pack of cigarettes that your grandmother smoked, or maybe she had a certain drink that she liked. You might want to buy that drink, or maybe you have an heirloom or something from your mother or a great grandmother that was given to you. You might place that on the altar. Maybe your mother has a favorite flower that she loves. You might place that on the altar. Or candles. You know, I encourage you to get white candles or blue candles, because those are the colors of the feminine, of that Cancer energy, that white, that blue. And also you might bring things on it because Cancer represents the ocean. So you might bring things on it like seashells and sand, or things that really remind you of that Cancer type energy, because we're going to be going deep into the psyche of the Cancerian mother energy during this Mercury retrograde. And so I encourage each and every one of you to sign up for my email list here, because my email list will send out information about the Mercury retrograde. When the class actually starts, it'll send out the energy for you to register. But right now, we're just going to start here on either Zoom, on either Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. And you can just begin by participating in the way that we are here now. If you sign up for my email list, then you will be able to get you'll have the information for what's going forward, because we're just getting started in actually creating and building the class. Mercury doesn't actually go into retrograde until the 17th of June. So we're going to have Venus in retrograde, we have Mercury in retrograde, and we're also are going to be having an eclipse on Friday and the full moon in Sagittarius. And then we'll be having another eclipse at the new moon in Cancer. So this is a very high time right now. And I'm encouraging you all to do your best to participate, because we have an opportunity to come together, because everything is changing and the portals that are open right now are pretty profound. So first and foremost, like I said, create an altar, get a journal, spend time with your journal each day writing about the things that come up for you around the heritage of this country. I know for me, I am feeling today, Mercury is just starting its retrograde cycle, and I am feeling very, what do I want to say? I'm feeling sensitive. I feel very excited. I actually feel like we have what it takes to make changes now. And I feel like a warrior. That's how I feel. I feel like a warrior. And so pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to, what you're hearing or what's going on. Pay attention to your family. Pay attention to the women in your family. And just make notes, because by the end of this Mercury retrograde, we're going to have transmuted the energy and transformed our story of this country. We're going to heal this shit. We are going to heal, and we are going to do this together. I encourage you to share this video. I encourage you to sign up for my email list, and that is it. For those of you who are still working with the Venus retrograde course, What You Won't Do for Love, working on transforming your relationships, you can now sign up for the Venus retrograde, the volume 2 here in my link tree. Venus retrograde money. It's cash rules everything around me. On Friday, this Friday, Dr. Monica Ogando is going to be is going to come and we're going to have a live conversation on Zoom. And so you can sign up here for that. And Dr. Monica Ogando, we're going to be discussing the metaphysics and the magic of money and how you can live in the flow of money when you know that your life is not about money, that your happiness is not about money, how you can truly step into abundance once you realize that it's not about money at all. So you can register for that course here in my link tree. It's the Venus Retrograde Cream, Volume 2. I am the Moon Mama. Peace and blessings, everyone. I'm going to just say a brief prayer before we close out today to honor the beginning of Mercury retrograde and our mothers. So how good it is right now to come into this circle, to stand in the circle of the energy of the ancient ones that have led the way, that have blessed us, that have guided us, that have healed us, and that are opening the portals for us to step into new ways of being, new understanding and new power of the feminine. I am so grateful to call upon the power of the moon, the light of the sun, to lead the way. I'm so grateful to know that the ancestors, those who were enslaved and those who were not, are here now. I'm so grateful to know that the sentient beings, the light beings, the ancestral realms are leading us, guiding us, protecting us in everything that we do. And so as this is the truth in my mind and in my body and in my soul, I know that this is the truth for each and every one who is within the sound of my voice. I call forth your power. I call forth your healing. I call forth your transformation at the deepest level in the core of you. I trust and know that you are the one that you were born to be. And so I am absolutely knowing right here, right now, that we are transmuting the energy of slavery and of oppression and of suppression, and we are transmuting it into love and light and joy. I trust and know that we are doing so within the sound of my voice, within the thought of our mind, within the feelings of our heart, within the energy that moves through our bodies, that we are doing it for 7 generations backwards and 7 generations forward. I trust and know that we are transmuting energy that was meant for harm and death and destruction, that everything that needs to die dies away with ease and grace, and everything that needs to be reborn stands in the truth of the light with ease and grace and power. I allow nothing to stick and nothing to hold me back, and I trust and open my heart into the possibilities of everything that is to come, knowing that I'm a divine being held in the consciousness of God. And as I know this for myself, I know this for each and every one within the sound of my voice. There is nothing that can hold us back. There is nothing that can stop us. We are invincible. We are the mothers that have been sung about. We are the mothers of the stories that have been told, who are the conquerors of those who would oppress us, that those who would deny us, that those who would attempt to snuff off our lives, because we are eternal beings. We are made not only of flesh and blood, but we are made of spirit. We are made of stars. We are made of cosmic energy. We are eternal. We have never died. We only live because we are the ancient ones walking the planet Earth as gods and goddesses right here, right now. And so I know that this is the truth, that there is nothing that can stand against it. So I trust and know that we are safe and secure in all that we do. And I call forth the energy of transformation in a deep way to transform this country from the very moment that of its inception, from now until eternity. I give thanks and I let it be, and I say, and so it is. Ashe. Peace and blessings, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.